If you go to cars.com, you can search for cars by your lifestyle. Would you like to hear the lifestyle options, Devin?
Hipster. Millennial.
Yes. Small family, big family, style and comfort, eco-friendly, luxury, sun lover, trucks and off-roading.
I'm a sun lover. Actually, that's not true. I'm not a sun lover. Hit me with the middle options. Exclude family.
Style and comfort, eco-friendly, and luxury.
It ain't luxury.
You got to go for style and comfort then.
Okay.
Because, style and comfort's kind of my whole brand.
Okay. What do you look for most in a car? Luxury, best rated safety, smartphone connectivity. Just show me what's popular. I'm a fucking mindless consumer.
Give me I'm a mindless consumer.
Gotcha. All right.
Hi, welcome back to the Radial podcast. My name's Austin. I'm joined by Devin.
Hello.
And Jeff.
How do you say hello in Russian?
Привет.
There you go.
What he said.
What he said.
And or здравствуйте.
That one.
Okay.
I can't roll any of my R's well enough to say either of those words.
Today was the
2018 Russian Grand Prix held in the Olympic Village in Sochi.
I was going to say the Luck Oil Russian Grand Prix.
Actually, thank you. It's Lukoil.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And actually, it's the VTB Russian Grand Prix.
Also,
Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri Bottas.
foreshadowing. Yeah, that was today.
This race was not as boring as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't fantastic.
It wasn't fantastic. It was better than last year's because the commentators at one point said that last year there was like one on-track pass that occurred.
Yes.
Yep. And there were a lot more than that.
Yeah. So, Devin, do you want to lead us up into the race weekend?
Sure. Let's start with the news. What's the biggest news of the week, Austin?
The torpedo's back.
He is back.
Danny Kvyat finally confirmed to be returning to Toro Rosso.
Hell yeah. I'm about that life.
Sure, Vettel's stoked.
Yep.
I think
One more thing to dash his championship hopes.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of happy about this.
I'm indifferent to it.
I'm not like jumping for joy, but like I felt like that dude got kind of like
Shafted.
screwed at the end.
This just means that Max has a higher chance of winning a race as soon as he gets fired again.
That's true. There are other drivers I would have preferred to get that seat, but it's not likely they would have.
Like Ocon.
Like Ocon and Verline and Nick Cassidy.
Article, I can't remember where it was posted, but somebody was interviewing Helmut Marko, and Helmut Marko said, hey, if Esteban Ocon had 0 ties, no contracts with the Mercedes, we would have signed him. But
You know who no longer has ties with Mercedes?
Pascal Wehrlein.
Pascal Wehrlein.
Yep.
So I could see that as like a real possibility, but we'll see in the coming weeks.
But they have Brendan Hartley.
Do they?
That dude's not keeping that seat.
What if he does? He might. Like, it'd be weird, but he might.
Yeah.
Just to, like, as a placeholder. But we'll see.
Why get a real driver where we could just use this placeholder again?
Yeah.
I mean, they're waiting on their...
Daniel Ticktum.
Yeah, they're waiting on Daniel Ticktum to be able to move up.
About that.
So,
And that way they're not, like, signing, like, Ocon for, like, a year just to cut him loose again.
Yeah.
Instead, they can just hold on to Hartley, who knows it's all over.
yeah, he's just cashing checks at this point.
I would like to cash those checks.
Me too. That'd be fun.
I would also like to be able to cash a check.
You could write
You
yourself
check it
a
all?
check. Write a check to yourself, take it to the bank, and say, I would like to cash this, please. And they'll be like, here's your money, sir.
No, they'll be like insufficient funds. Like, damn.
Damn.
And now we're going to actually take more money from you for making this check bounce.
Damn. That was not the only driver signing that was confirmed, though. Also, Jeffrey, we had...
I missed this one, apparently.
In Austin, we had... Roman Grosjean.
Oh yeah, Roman Grosjean.
This is like
the Haas is just keeping both their drivers.
Yeah, Haas is keeping both
I'm going to start
Grosjean
referring to that
and
team as the
Magnussen.
Haas because I screwed that up.
Lame.
Also, Magnussen, at least a 2-year deal. Grosjean, not sure. But both of them will be back next year.
That's disappointing.
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it too.
I still want to like Grosjean, and Magnussen exists. There are people out there
like
that
Roman
like
Grosjean, and now I'm just kind of like, why?
I mean, he's been doing
sport?
significantly better since the first 5 races.
I don't know if you know this, but he got spanked like this weekend by his teammate.
I wasn't paying that much. Well, yes, you were right.
I mean, he's
qualified
he's regularly
much
outperformed
better,
and outqualified by his teammate.
Is that true?
And they could have put Antonio Giovinazzi in that seat.
They could have, and instead they put him.
And Sauber.
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the one I was actually trying to get earlier.
So I remember. I don't think we talked about that this last episode because I don't think it had
It
happened
did not happen.
yet. But I remember seeing that headline and being like, "All right, so they got Antonio Giovinazzi. Who is his teammate?" And it's like, "Oh, fucking Kimi Räikkönen is
Hell
gonna be
yeah,
his
it is.
teammate." I was like, "Oh man, this is weird."
Sure is.
Yeah, it's a weird world. It's Formula One where anything can
Fuck off.
happen.
and often does. So that settles a few more seats that we're still waiting to hear from. Haas, I don't know about you guys. I expected both of those to stay the same.
I expected Grosjean to get dropped, to be entirely
I
honest.
figured they'd stay.
I don't know, if I actually don't think Ferrari has the.
They've exhausted their pool of juniors.
For one, they're out of juniors, and two, I don't think they actually have any say over Haas's drivers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is I don't they just use their parts, but I don't think they have any say. I think they do have a significant amount of say in Sauber just because of the Alfa Romeo sponsorship.
Yeah.
But yeah, aside from Giovinazzi, I'm not sure what other Ferrari juniors are ready to come in, and they probably want to put Giovinazzi in at Sauber.
Yeah, but there's other juniors who could have come into Haas, like Pascal Wehrlein.
Yep, I would have liked to.
He could have had that
See-
Romain Grosjean seat.
What if he had that Magnussen seat?
I mean, yeah, it'd be cool. And then you'd look great all the time because your teammate just crashes by himself. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, I want Pascal Wehrlein to go anywhere and do anything. And
I bet he ends up in that Formula E seat.
Yeah.
I bet that happens.
Rumors also of Van Dorn going to Formula E.
I did see that.
But
I bet that
nothing
happens also.
Yet. That's it for the news. Again, we still have a few more seats that we don't know who's going
It's
where.
pretty much just Force India and Williams left at this point, right?
Force India, Williams, and one more seat at Toro Rosso.
Oh yeah.
So, Force India,
I feel like
expect to
probably
know-
the answer.
Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez.
Yeah.
Bet money on it.
Williams is more up in the air because it's
Sergei Sorokin and
Marcus Ericsson.
No,
he's
Ericsson's-
reserved for Sauber.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he is their third seat.
although he is looking for another drive outside of Formula One
Yes.
for next year as well.
No, I mean,
But
the
there's
obvious thought is Robert Kubica, but I'm not betting on that guy anymore.
yeah, could be Kubica, could be Ocon, could be Van Dorn. Who knows for that second Williams seat?
Who cares?
Who
You'll
wants
be in
to
the
sink
worst
their
fucking
career?
seat. So
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I could probably spend how much those dudes work a week? 72 hours a week, just 3 days out of the week, and then just get to travel the world for 9 months. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
The drivers?
Yeah.
They've got other obligations, right?
What? Sponsorship appearances?
Yeah.
And they just go do
Signings.
whatever they want. I'll fucking do whatever.
Fashion
Put me on the
models.
worst team.
You already are.
I'll facilitate Claire Williams' drinking problem.
Same. I'll join her.
Yeah.
You'll let her write angry emails about your dress code?
Yeah.
Wait, did she do that?
Yes.
Yeah. There was like a thing, I forget what it was or what part in the season it was, but like she was holding a cell phone in an interview with somebody, and like the internet got a hold of the image that was on her screen, which was an email that she was writing to one of the people that was on the pit wall about wearing shorts or something.
Yeah, somebody wore the wrong uniform thing for the weekend.
Yeah.
Which, whatever.
Although, speaking of Williams, I'm excited to see what their car looks like next year. Them and Red Bull are the two cars I'm most excited to see their new liveries. Because Red Bull, again, with the Honda deal, might change.
What if Red Bull proper just takes the tar or also livery?
That'd be.
I bet they just put the
not.
red Honda line on the Red Bull.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't really expect much, but there could be something, so I'm hopeful. And with Williams losing that Martini deal, like I expect that car to look way different.
Yeah, I bet it looks way different.
Because like their livery just is Martini.
Yeah, it's a Martini livery.
Yeah.
I keep seeing Porsches around Oklahoma City with that fucking livery.
Really?
Like I've seen I sent you guys a text one.
Yeah.
Like a few weeks ago now, but like I saw another one like last week that was different, and then I saw a 911 on Friday with it as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's weird. The other two were, one was a Boxster and the other was a Cayman, which is still a Boxster, right? Do you know Porsche stuff?
No.
We should know Porsche stuff. I mean, we are.
We don't.
We do own one.
This is the number one Porsche podcast.
We own two. Yeah.
One of the original
Porsche
Transformers had the Martini livery on it. It was a Martini liveried Porsche. Fun fact.
Did it say Martini?
It said, "Hi, my name's Jazz. I fucking love to
Drink.
music."
Oh.
Neat. So do you want to run us through the weekend now?
Sure. Practice, nothing of note happened that I can think of.
Red Bull seemed to perform better than expected.
Yeah. I guess maybe the thing to get into for this weekend is, speaking of Red Bull, both Red Bulls, both Toro Rossos, and Fernando Alonso all going to be starting from the back of the grid due to engine penalties. Red Bull swapping back for the B-spec Renault engine, which they say is actually better in race pace than the C-spec engine. Causing Renault to like be upset and be like, no. And no.
But they're not using it.
Yeah, that's true. Are they yet? They might be now.
They might.
Well, if they are, their pace looked off all weekend.
Yeah.
Their car setup just looked bad. They seem unstable during braking and just squirrely coming out of the corners.
Mm-hmm. So going into qualifying was a little weird because of all of that, to where everyone ran in Q1, but in Q2, both Red Bulls and Pierre Gasly sat out of qualifying, and so the Renaults also elected to sit out of qualifying in Q2. That way they'd be P11 and P12.
I thought they were... Yeah, sorry.
And that way they had their choice of tire to start the race. So in Q2, 5 out of the 15 cars didn't run at all. So it's like, yeah,
this is exciting.
Sucks.
This is what I look for in Formula One.
Yeah. But overall, like in practice and qualifying, the Ferraris seem like they're really struggling to keep up with Mercedes. And in Q3, that bore out to be true. And Valtteri Bottas put in a killer lap to take pole. Hamilton was setting a lap towards the end of the session and ended up fucking it up and having to bail. So Bottas...
Yeah, wasn't it like 2 or 3 thousandths that Bottas was on pole over Hamilton?
Over on his first lap, yes, but then he
upped it again.
He upped it later. So yeah, Bottas on pole, Hamilton P2, then Vettel P3, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Ocon, Leclerc, Perez, Grosjean, Ericsson, running at the top 10. So both Saubers making it into Q3, which is cool. And P7 is the best ever start for Sauber.
Hell yeah.
In the turbo hybrid era. So, also Leclerc's best start, obviously.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to next year. I want to see him in the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah,
same. So speaking of the engine penalties I mentioned earlier, Ricciardo is going to be starting P18 and Verstappen P19. I think Hartley's P20, Gasly P17.
Yeah, I think Hartley also replaced a gearbox or something.
Yeah. Like at a certain point, you're like, I'm starting from the back of the grid. Let me just replace whatever. So race starts. Vettel gets a really good start. Bottas also. Hamilton, compared to Vettel, a bit slow. Vettel
getting the slipstream.
Gets the slipstream behind Bottas. Well. Like they're like side by side, and then after a little bit, Hamilton gets Bottas' slipstream and makes a move to try and pass Bottas even. But Bottas holds off Hamilton, and they stay in the same positions. Bottas, Hamilton, Vettel. Meanwhile, at the back of the grid, Max Verstappen has a killer start.
Hell yeah, he does.
And goes around the sleeping Pierre Gasly.
Pierre Gasly had a terrible start.
I don't know.
Probably like a better way to put that. Like Max had a great start, but Pierre Gasly had he was not even moving.
He was not moving,
Yeah. I don't know if something was wrong with his car or if it was just a bad start.
He had some kind of brake issues, which we'll get into here in a sec.
But by the end of the first lap, Max has gone from P19 to P13.
Yeah.
And he continues to cut through the field after this. Speaking of Pierre Gasly, my next note is on lap 5. Both Toro Rossos spin off the track at different places all by themselves due to brake failure.
Yeah, there was... Pierre Gasly said in an interview later that the brake pedal felt very weird and that he went into a corner. Brake pedal went to the floor and, he spun off.
They made it sound like it was like the front brakes stopped working and then just the rear brakes came on it threw the car around.
And he had briefly spoken with Brendan Hartley, and it sounded like he had the same issue.
Yeah, it was super weird because we were. I feel like we were watching replays from the start of the race, and then they show a replay of like a Toro Rosso spinning out, and then they show another one, and that was the other Toro Rosso, and they're like, okay, well they're going to go into the pits get tires, and then the next thing we know is they're in their garage. So like,
both cars.
What the hell? They didn't seem like they broke anything.
Yeah,
turns out their brakes broke, and that's why they spun.
Yep. So
you don't want your brakes to break.
That was a bummer. Next note I have here is by lap 8, Max is up to P5, which was their goal for the weekend. So, very good show from him. Ricciardo doing a decent job as well, though not nearly as good as Max. I think he maybe ran into some debris.
He had a front wing damage. I don't think that he would have hard charged through the field like Max did either, but he did have front wing damage, so probably not capable of... performing in the same capacity.
Yeah.
He did change his front wing at his first pit stop.
Mm-hmm. By lap 14, Bottas has already pitted from the lead, and I think he did that like lap 13. And then lap 14, Vettel pits and comes out behind Bottas, so not able to do the overcut on Bottas, but he was coming in from P3, so it was kind of unexpected for him to jump the leader. And then the next lap, Hamilton comes in and comes out of the pits behind Vettel, which leads to some very good commentary. Quote, "For once, Ferrari's strategy works in their favor."
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked in their favor for all of about 2 corners.
Yeah.
It lasted like a lap.
Did it? Because it seemed like it was like lap,
I thought the same,
like turn 4.
but it was the next lap.
Oh, okay.
Although, maybe it's just Raikkonen was on to the next lap by then. Anyway, very shortly, Hamilton gets past Vettel. Vettel making a bit of a dodgy defensive move.
Agreed.
Yeah, like he was moving and then he darted over kind of, like he paused in the middle of his movement.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton upset about this, says he moved twice. I mean, he was still moving. I think it was dodgy.
It was the same direction,
it was
though,
legal.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Magnussen making some really sketchy fucking moves.
That one
race.
was...
Kevin Magnussen doing what Kevin Magnussen
Egregious.
does.
Yeah, which is be a danger to himself and others.
Yes.
He made some sketchy moves on Ocon. and also Sainz.
Yep.
Which Sainz lost like 3 positions due to Magnussen running him off track.
Yep.
Really fucked up Sainz later on. I don't have it in my notes here, but both Force Indias just struggling to pass Kevin Magnussen this entire race.
They even took turns at it.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
Which got really tiring to just like every couple laps you just hear Force India come over the radio. Just like, all right, you've got this many laps to get it done or we're going to switch you. And they just kept switching them. Actually, I think they only switched them twice.
I'm getting kind of tired of listening to Sergio Perez
whine about how his teammate's better than him.
Or other people. Like just can't pass and I'm faster than him, and then you get in front of him and you're fucking
nothing.
Literally no better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real disappointment. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton got back by Sebastian Vettel in that little
the long left-hander.
Mm-hmm. After that dodgy move.
Yeah.
By Seb.
And by this point, Max Verstappen's leading this race, which is fun because he started on the hardest compound tire, the soft. And so he's running a very long first stint compared to everyone else. So he led the most laps of this race.
Great.
Starting from P19.
From, who was it, Hulkenberg at one point?
Yeah.
As Hulkenberg's getting blue flag, he's like, the Red Bull is leading? And they're like, Yep. He's like, how did that happen? He started from P19.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty good. No, I thought that was a really good drive from Max. Basically this whole race.
Yeah, this was like another race that just like solidifies like Max could you really expect Max unless he's just incredibly unlucky in the cars he drives, you definitely expect him to be a champion at some point.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be dependent upon Red Bull getting a decent engine.
Yeah.
Because isn't he under a pretty long term? Isn't it 2021 right now? His contract is.
I don't remember exactly.
Max Verstappen's underneath a pretty long term commitment to Red Bull at the moment.
Yeah.
So hopefully Honda works out for them.
Hopefully.
Just through 2020.
2020. Okay.
But yeah, just really good drive for him. Was it Brazil 2016?
Yes, in the rain.
Yeah. It's this was almost definitely not that level, but it was reminded me of that. Just this is a really
the Red Bulls just
good
worked
look
on the soft compound tire.
Yeah.
This weekend.
It's just watching this race, you're yeah, look at this fucking guy. This dude is great.
Yeah.
After he pitted very late, kind of expected him to charge back up through the field. Apparently saw afterwards, and he didn't do that. He just kind of held in place. Apparently he was trying to just protect his engine instead of trying for it.
They are prone to blowing up.
Yeah. So, I only have one more note here, which is on lap 25. Vettel is kind of catching up to Hamilton, and Hamilton reportedly has a blister starting to form on one of his tires. And James Allison comes over Bottas's radio and says, "Bottas, you need to let Lewis pass." And he does so immediately.
Team orders.
This fucking sucks, man. Right before that happened, they showed Toto with his finger on the tactical button on the radio. And
you're just like, oh man, it's going to happen.
Man, I knew what was coming, and I was like, God dang it.
There's a lot of memes around that image of his finger hovering over that button where they Photoshop out the word tactical and replace it with wingman and other such things.
Yep.
From the beginning of the race, I was kind of hoping that wouldn't happen because they fought a little bit on lap 1.
I had hoped that they would let them fight the way that they let Nico and Hamilton fight.
Yeah, but I think they were worried that Vettel would get them if they didn't do this.
I am extremely disappointed in their decision to let Hamilton pass Valtteri Bottas. that dude hasn't won a race this year and like has had just a string of really bad luck, and he did everything right this weekend, and he deserved to win that race.
Yep. And like this is the place he won his first race last year.
Yep. I was hoping it was going to be like the Hungary race from 2017 where they had Hamilton go in front of him to try to catch up to Vettel, and then right before the end of the race they switched back.
I was also kind of hoping that they would switch back.
Do that, but then I was like, they're probably not, because
there's only 5 races left.
Yeah, we're closer to the end of the season. I felt like this time it was a matter of holding on to 1-2 versus trying to maintain a 2-3, where they was in the previous season, where they were in the previous season. Yeah, and I felt like Vettel was only like 2 seconds back or so at the end of this, so I don't know if it would have been probably too risky to try to switch.
Also, like they're switching back, Hamilton lost 3 points. If they switched here, it would be a 7-point loss.
Yeah,
so it still sucks, but you understand why they're doing this, of course.
Towards the end of the race, Valtteri asks if they're just going to stay, like, how are we finishing? And he tells them that they're staying exactly how they are. Total Wolff ends up coming over the radio at one point.
Total Wolff, and what's their
James Allison is the lead,
strategist. Yeah, like, you know that, like, we know people are not going to be happy about this by the number of people that are talking to him about it more than just his engineer.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen any of the like social media posts that Mercedes has made? Like,
no.
Oh yeah, like P1 and 2 or whatever. In every single comment is people just fucking berating them. Mercedes is like going in and like defending themselves on all the comments too, though. I think that is a really bad look. Like,
Vettel defended them too, saying like, yeah, of course they did this. Why would they not?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it does make sense. It just sucks.
I get that it makes sense, but like in the same race where Kevin Magnussen and Sebastian Vettel aren't penalized for doing some kind of dodgy braking moves for the sake of like competition, like for the sake of racing, and then this happens. Like, I
don't know that was so much for the sake of racing as it was that they deemed that they didn't actually violate any moves or rules. Like, they didn't move twice or anything under the strictest interpretation of what that is.
Yeah, but I mean, it could have been interpreted one way or the other. Like, I mean, and it depends on who the race stewards are and stuff. I feel really bad about this, because like,
it was a post race. It was a very muted, somber sort of attitude or atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like, Hamilton got out of his car and he didn't jump off the car or do anything like that.
He didn't go run to his team.
He didn't go run to the team.
He walked straight to Valtteri.
Yeah, who was just standing there taking a while to get his helmet and stuff off. Meanwhile, Paul di Resta is hunting Lewis down with a microphone, all the way from Lewis's car back to the back where Valtteri is standing, and then all the way back to the front. And then the cameraman ran into a dolly or something.
Yeah,
which was pretty good. But man, I don't like the pre-green room interviews.
I don't either. Just save it.
Yeah, because
it's a lot of just hunting people down with microphones that don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, like their post-race need to decompress.
I don't like watching them run their hands through their sweaty-ass hair.
Also that. But yeah, Lewis got out of his car, went and talked to Valtteri. You didn't hear what they said. I mean, you can imagine what was said, but yeah, I
mean, it's got to be awkward for Lewis too, because
how can you be happy about that?
Presumably, he didn't ask them to do that.
Yeah.
And it's not like he had in fact came out and has said, "I didn't ask for this, and it's a shame that this happened."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like it's got to be awkward and uncomfortable for him too, because he's like, well, I mean, I'm gonna do what the team says, just like Valtteri did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was nothing he could really do about it, unless he also just like slammed on the brakes
and it's just like Sebastian Vettel go by.
Yeah. So
like it's got to be awkward being the person that benefited from this call, just as much it is to be awkward to be the person that this negatively impacted.
Yeah, like unless you're the world's biggest idiot, you're not blaming Hamilton for this.
I did like on the podium, like Lewis had Valtteri stand on his step too.
Lewis like tried to hand him his trophy.
That one I didn't feel as great about. I liked them standing on the same step,
Yeah.
but like handing him his trophy, I was like, that's kind of
Yeah.
I get it, because imagining myself to be in his shoes as someone that was benefited directly by asking that person to slow down, being like, this is really yours, and like I don't know what else to do to try to make up for that. So here, I have the first place trophy because it should have been yours. So like I get that part of it, but at the same time, like I don't know that being the other person that I would want that. Either.
Yeah,
I would not want that.
I would not want that either.
But I get why Lewis would do that, because I can see myself doing something similar. It's like I don't know what else to do to try to make amends for this.
Sucks.
But I liked having him stand up there on the top step with him. I thought that was a good gesture.
Did you see Valtteri Bottas spray James Allison straight in the fucking face with the champagne?
Which, speaking of, in the green room, Vladimir Putin goes up to Hamilton. He's like,
"Don't spray
me with the champagne again this year."
Yeah.
Like,
that wasn't me. Yeah.
I don't remember who it was last year.
Surely it must have been.
I have no idea who it was.
I'll have
but
to
like,
see if we can go back and find that.
I think it was Bottas, Vettel, and Hamilton on the
that'd
podium.
be really fucking awkward, like being in the green room and like fucking Vladimir Putin's there to shake your hand. It's like,
yeah, just
you know, that hand is,
standing
like,
in the exact
people.
center of the room.
Yeah, because also it's like, what the fuck do you do? Do you not shake his hand?
Yeah, like
then you get
murdered. But you might get murdered either way.
Yeah,
like
spray me in the face with champagne and I will kill you.
Yeah. Like Vladimir Putin did that same thing after he handed Lewis Hamilton his trophy. He was like just standing like up there, like just kind of in the fucking way up on the podium.
It's kind of cool that he shows up for this. Like I feel like I guess you don't know what the leaders of most countries look like, but like you don't really see the leader of many countries at F1 races, at least that I've noticed. Like, imagine how fucking weird it would be if Donald Trump shambled his fucking way up onto the podium.
Oh yeah,
at Austin. Jesus Christ!
I can't remember his name, but the governor of Texas is usually at COTA.
That makes more sense, though.
But
versus the figurehead of a country,
the whole fucking country. And Russia be big. It's crazy.
Like Monaco, it makes sense because it's basically like a town.
Yeah,
it is a town.
Yeah, it's weird.
You heard it here first. Monaco's a town.
But yeah, podium ceremony is also kind of still somber. Like Sebastian Vettel's the only one fucking with a big shit-eating grin.
Yeah, I mean he's Lewis and Valtteri are both kind of down about the thing, and like Vettel's like, things aren't going well for me, but at least I didn't get fucked by my team this time.
Yeah,
Jesus, Moscow and Sochi are very far apart.
Yeah. Sochi's right next
Russia
to Azerbaijan.
Russia is very big.
Like. That's the entire
part of that is
north
it's
to
distorted
south
by the
distance of
It's
Europe.
still very big.
It's about as big as the continental U.S.
Very big.
It's a lot smaller than that.
Looks like all of France in between
Africa's
Moscow and Sochi.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are we talking about? Vladimir Putin's a murderer?
I mean, yeah, but this isn't the Radial Politicast, so
I mean, I don't feel like that's
Oh, did they actually make this
controversial?
Kind of. I mean, it's not controversial, but
I don't think many people don't think that Vladimir Putin's killed before.
Of murdering people.
Yeah, he's killed before. He'll do it again.
Yeah, he was KGB. He doesn't fucking play.
It's true. He was like head of the KGB, I think.
Yeah.
Or the FSB.
So where are our point standings?
The VTB.
Yeah, the VTB, the Valtteri Bottas.
The Valtteri Bottas.
So now Hamilton has extended his lead. He's now 50 points ahead of Vettel. Meanwhile, Bottas has jumped Raikkonen. So Bottas is now 67 points behind Vettel and 3 points ahead of Raikkonen. Meanwhile, the gap in the constructors again also has stretched out here with the Mercedes 1-2. So Mercedes is now 53 points ahead of Ferrari, and Ferrari 150 points ahead of Red Bull. Red Bull 201 points ahead of Renault. So Renault currently best of the rest, but it's pretty close in the midfield there. So
neat. So where are we at next week, boys?
Japan.
The race is next week. So
Suzuka.
7 days from now. Back to back.
Yep.
What prefecture is Suzuka in?
Mie.
Mie? It's not Miyagi?
No,
Yeah,
that's
it's Mie.
Sugo.
You illiterate bitch.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Rude.
Sorry, I'm watching the 2017.
I like Suzuka.
The 2017 trophies look just like the 2018 trophies. This is bullshit.
Yeah, why would they
It's
change?
not Super GT, dude.
Yeah. So because it's Japan, the times are
Suck.
kind of the weirdest for America. So quali is at midnight Central Time, and the race is on at 1 a.m. Central Time.
Fuck.
So
Oh, that does suck.
I might watch quali live, but I'm not gonna watch the race live.
I can't.
I cannot trust myself to stay awake until 3 a.m.
I get to about 11, 11:20, 11:30, and then I start getting very sleepy.
You're old.
I'm old. Yeah.
But I'm excited for Japan. Suzuka's a cool track, and it's got Honda's name right on it.
Panda.
So hopefully Toro Rosso can have a good result. They're feeling really good about their engines,
Yeah, they brought
some
an upgrade
upgrades.
this weekend.
and they did look really good.
Too bad their
Yeah.
brakes were broken.
And the penalties they started so far back,
Yeah.
but I guess it didn't. That ended up not mattering.
So yeah, we'll see next weekend.
Yeah, I hope for good things,
like
Yep.
rain.
like rain, because apparently the rain might be a coming.
Apparently Japan's getting wrecked via the rain,
Yep.
per what Jeff has told me.
It's per what the announcers told me.
So
So this is like sixth-hand information. Mm-hmm. But
Perfect.
yeah. So you know it's accurate.
yeah. So I always hope for rain, because
I do too. I like rain.
although for the championship, rain a bit dodgy in that Hamilton is better than Vettel in the rain.
Indeed.
So
I think that this championship's over.
I think you are right.
I would also agree.
Unless Hamilton gets 2 DNFs, I think it's like, I feel like that's the only reasonable way Vettel could win,
Yeah.
I was about to say
because he
let's
now
hurry up
leads
and
by
get
2 DNFs.
Kvyat in here, but he's gonna just wreck Vettel instead.
It's true.
Yeah. So yeah, not as boring as I thought it was going to be, but still not what you want to see from
Yeah.
a race. So
Ricardo seemed like he had another very lonely race after he got his way up to
He
P6,
sure did.
yeah.
because there was just no one around him.
You know, being compared to Max Verstappen, who hard charged through the field, dude had a broken wing. Probably didn't give too much of a shit because he's not going to be there next year.
Yeah.
Still pulled off 6th.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was like 30 seconds behind Max Verstappen, but like, whatever. Still good on him. So, do you guys have anything else?
Why the hell can't I watch the actual 2017 Russian Grand Prix? I can
You
only
should
see the highlights.
call Formula One and say, hey, I'm subscribed to F1 TV Pro.
Bernie, what the fuck?
Did you see
Speaking
Bernie's sick beard?
His fucking goatee.
You know what? He looks a lot less creepy.
You're not wrong.
He's covering up that creepy face.
Yeah.
I went back trying to find the figure out to get to the bottom of this mystery of who got Vladimir Putin wet, and
Ooh.
and the highlights stopped right after he hands Bottas the first place trophy. You don't get to see who sprayed him with the champagne.
Let me tell you a little something. You don't get to put like archived footage of Putin getting wet on the internet.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's no
Shit's
Rule
only live
34 for
streamed.
that.
Yeah.
He'll fucking kill you, man.
I would probably
Russian
disagree with
hackers.
that. Do I enter that into my search history?
What, Rule 34 on Vladimir Putin?
Yeah.
I'm going to say right now, for any people listening that don't know what Rule 34 is,
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
The internet is a terrible place. It's awful. Is that everything?
The Olympics are lame.com.
They're still lame.
TheOlympicsAreCool.com.
fuckkansas.com. Pretty proud of that one.
It's a bad state.
It is.
The worst? Who can say?
Oh, no.
It's definitely in the running.
It's in the top 5.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, what about Kansas City? But the good part of Kansas City is in Missouri.
It's in Missouri.
So.
Yeah.
I made a mistake.
Obviously, radialpodcast.com. Mm-hmm. Radialpodcast.com/shop if you want some merch.
You mean shop.radialpodcast.com?
Whatever.
Yeah, don't slash things.
Yeah, I don't think the slashing would work.
We need to make that work.
Why?
Because it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Sure it does. You slash things.
Like prices.
Like prices. Hey, can we lower our prices on our shirts?
Yeah, we probably could.
We should probably do that.
We may as well.
Yeah.
Just get more of them out there in the world.
Yep. It's free advertising.
More than the 80 that we own collectively.
You know what? There's a sale on shirts this week if I can figure it out.
All right. Cool. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell
you heard
yeah.
it here first. Live marketing strategies.
It probably won't start till Thursday.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But-
Live to tape marketing strategies.
Yep. There's if you
Deals to be
thought
had.
of shirts, now's the time.
Can you get the logo as a Russian flag?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
But you can get it with those colors. What color is the Russian flag?
Red, white, and blue.
All right, there you go. You
America.
can get that.
You can get red on blue, I think.
Now I have one that's a blue shirt with white font with a red outline. That counts.
Okay.
I think it's the Red Bull shirt.
Yeah, that sounds right.
of it?
It's not the
energy
Red Bull
drink?
shirt. It's not.
I don't remember. I made all of the names
We're not trying to get sued.
Well, we almost started to get
Litigatable.
sued, and then we were like, maybe we shouldn't call them that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the shop. Look at the shop. There's stuff in the shop.
Yes.
Like shirts.
Like there's shirts and hoodies in the shop. It's getting ready to be cold.
It is getting ready to be
And
cold. In fact, it was cold sometimes this week.
I need me a hoodie.
You know, I think you could get one for like $20.
Where could I get one?
Oh, you mean shop.hotsunemiku.racing?
Yeah, what do they have?
Hoodies.
I need one.
They've got one.
Great. Just one?
And one for the ladies.
Okay.
All right.
And a mug.
Wait, there's a mug?
Wait, is there a mug?
There's a mug.
Cool.
I drink coffee.
I don't.
You drink hot chocolate.
I do.
It's getting cold.
It is.
Winter's coming. Get a mug.
Winter is coming.
Build a wall
No.
to keep out the cold. Ostracize our Canadian neighbors.
How do you say goodbye in Japanese?
I fucking don't
Sayonara?
know. Sayonara.
Sayonara. Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew
there
I
you go.
should know.
Yeah, we got to shut it down.
So,
Stay tuned for next week's all Japanese broadcast.
yes.
Yeah, find us on the social medias. Good luck. And catch us next week.
Goodbye.
Sayonara.
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 Cowabunga. Boy, none of these are good. 3 Kia Souls. 4 Kia Souls.
There you go.
A couple CRVs. There's a 5 Series BMW. How the fuck did this get in here? There's a bunch of Priuses and then like one 5 Series BMW. Some Nissan Sentras, some Hyundai Accents, a BMW i8. What the fuck is... What is this range of vehicles? Fuck you, cars.com.
They know the cars.com.